Everybody, it's Mock Draft Tuesday here in Wisconsin. Luke's actually the one in Green Bay, but talking about Green Bay Packers, talking about draft needs, and actually going through a mock draft tonight. Sort of a impromptu Lombardi sweep. This will probably live as a Lombardi sweep episode. If you would like to go look up Lombardi sweep anywhere you listen to podcasts, definitely go subscribe and rate us 5 stars there. Otherwise, if you're watching on YouTube or anything other than YouTube, no, you can watch us on YouTube. The Flurry Sports YouTube channel, definitely subscribe. A lot more draft streams coming up as we lead up to the draft. Trevor Land in the middle, Luke Reimer. I'm Zach Bruner. I was kind of telling them before this, we did a lot more draft stuff last year. It feels like everybody's a draft expert this year, and it's kind of been draft content overkill, which has made it less fun to want to go live and actually talk draft. But given our track record in the history, of our shows, I feel like it's our duty. We owe it to the people to go and do this.
Yeah, I don't want to suck our own dicks or anything, but right off the bat, going into last year, I think we nailed Van Ness, Musgrave, and Tucker Kraft, all three of them, first 3 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have very many misses in terms of, this guy's a draft bust. And once we're not going to talk about it tonight, I don't think, but 7th round guys, 6th round guys, I don't know, man. It's not like it's easy to find draft prospects and stuff, but with the way I approach it, I guess, is a similar way to the Detroit Lions. Why don't we just draft good players? Why don't we just find players who play football really well and just draft them? That's fine.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Zach. And this is, of course, the NFL draft. It's a lot like the NBA draft, though. You see these guys who win Player of the Year going late 2nd round. What the fuck do you think? Of course, Jalen Brunson is going to be a good player.
Okay, well, when it comes to Zach Edey, I mean, that's where things start to change. But yeah, I mean, pretty decent track record. What's the quote from Dark Knight? Not the hero the city deserved, but the one they needed. That's us.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, I want to say too, as this Lombardi sweep episode, we're missing one of our components, our guest host. I hope Janet's doing well in Italy. She looks like she's having a good time there.
Yeah, I haven't seen very many pictures of people in Italy having a bad time.
Fair.
Which, that's a niche she could go into. Just her frowning at wineries in Italy. That'd be fun. Little content idea. But we'll be frowning here because we'll be talking about Packers draft stuff. And we'll talk about specific draft needs, who the Packers should target. And then again, like we did last year and the year before, which we kind of hit this as well, we'll talk about who the Packers will target as opposed to who they should target. That's also a thing. Last year's draft class wasn't bad. It's just, I'm so sick of projects.
Yes.
We don't need to do homework anymore. Let's just play the fucking game. Let's just have players who can play. Let's just draft Sunday players.
The Packers, for a team that hasn't been rebuilding in my lifetime, there's been so many projects drafted.
They love drafting a player out of position because they love to make players and then take credit for their careers. And the ones that hit, sure, that's fun. But then for every one of those, we have a Oren Burks. We have a Demarius Randall. We have players like that. It's annoying. But let's talk about draft needs. And I would assume, I think we may have talked about this on air last time for a Lombardi sweep, maybe a little bit. That's more so free agency needs, I guess, same sort of thing. I think it's pretty obvious the biggest need entering the draft, and you can put whatever year you want on this. I've said the same thing for the past few years. But offensive tackle is the biggest need. It continues to be. But this time they have to do something. They're kind of forced to now. So I would assume that's their biggest need. Inside linebacker is a pretty big need after the Devondre Campbell release.
You probably stack corner on top of that, right? Time's like a flat circle. Is this 10 years ago or it's just offensive tackle, inside backer, and corner?
We got depth because we drafted a lot of projects, except for linebacker. We've never, ever, ever had depth at linebacker. Don't know if that's a thing. But yeah, tackle, linebacker. People will not say corner, but outside corners for sure a need. Well, slot corners a need as well, even though we just paid one. Defensive line kind of is a need. People think it's a bigger need than I think it actually is, but completely changing scheme, you need some 4-3 guys in there, I would say. Offensive guard's a need, or 2 tackles. Again, Zach Tom is a guard, just playing tackle. He'd be so much better at guard. But regardless, Runyon's gone. So we have to fill that as well. So that's something that we probably shouldn't ignore. We should look for a running back in the draft so then we could release A.J. Dillon. And that's not even a shot at A.J. Dillon. It's that we can cut him for free. That's the way the contract has worked. So looking for a running back. We don't need to go second round. We don't need to blow our load too early like we did last time with A.J. Dillon. But like a 5th round running back's probably fine. Hell, there's some good 3rd or 4th round guys, but we don't need to go crazy there. I don't think we need to draft a kicker. I think we're good. I don't know. We need a real free safety. We need someone to play center field. We need someone to play single high. People think that's Xavier McKinney. If it is, then that was a mistake. But he's a phenomenal player. He's just not a free safety. He's just not a single high. He should be moved all over. So if we can find a single high safety, which I think we can in the 2nd or 3rd rounds, there's actually some guys there that I like a decent amount. We'll talk about them. But I think that is a need. That might be the 3rd biggest need, 3rd or 4th. That's actually pretty high. Is this the first year in a while where we're feeling we really don't need to touch wide receiver?
Probably. Probably, right?
I mean, I think we take one at some point just because we should. But
not a stud early or anything, I wouldn't say.
Right.
I mean, they don't need to. I think,
although
in other years, yeah, probably. But you got so many other glaring holes, you kind of got to put it on the back burner for now.
Although I'm never opposed to it.
I'm not opposed either. I think as many weapons as you can get's better, right?
This is the year he does it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think we need a slot wide receiver. I'll say that. I think we're good there. If we could get a legit outside wide receiver who is good, like I would love that. We don't need
Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, perfect fit for that. But if there's like an outside receiver who falls, I don't think we need to be afraid to pull the trigger.
Yeah, agreed. And this is probably a stupid comment that I'm about to make, and it's fairly obvious, but it would be very nice if you had like a Julio Jones on this team, just a dominant receiver that everyone else can kind of feed off of.
Yeah, that would be great.
If that's stupid, I get it, but it really feels like this offense.
It sounds stupid, but to your point, who's the go-to guy?
That's my point.
It's not Christian Watson, that's for damn sure.
Well, even in the entire offense, it's like the past few years, okay, we need a spark. We need something to get going. We need some sort of offense from somewhere. Okay, we'll give the ball to Aaron Jones and he'll make something happen.
Yep.
Now we don't got that. Is that Josh Jacobs? He's not really a spark. He's not that kind of running back. That's not even a shot. He's just not that. Guy. Right. And then receiving core, there really isn't a go-to guy. I would argue maybe Wicks is the next one up in terms of a spark, but even still.
Yeah.
I still need to see him do it again. I'm not convinced on Wicks yet.
You're putting a lot on his shoulders if it's Wicks.
Yeah, that's true. And he's a great 4th wide receiver. The crowd in the back agree. But yeah, we don't need to
dilly-dally.
We don't need dilly-dally. We also don't need to go into the draft looking for a wide receiver. But if a wide receiver finds us, then it's destiny. But let's just jump into the mock draft here. Looks like we can see it. Everything's looking good. We did a lot of crazy stuff last year. We'll do some trades and stuff like that this year. For this first one, I think we let it ride. Let's see where the draft is. I did 2 mock drafts before this just to see to get a generic idea of where some players are going according to this Pro Football Focus mock draft. As you will see, I think this mock draft in terms of ADP and certain player rankings is wildly inaccurate. We'll address that as it comes. and never pay attention to the grades afterwards, as always, or Pro Football Focus grades ever. But let's just jump in. We'll do a 3-round mock draft here. We have it set to fast, so it's going to be super quick. Packers draft at 25. This will give us, I believe, 5 draft picks in the first 3 rounds. Anything we want to say before we get going here?
Let her rip. It's kind of back into football season now, right?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so yeah, we'll cruise through these. If we care, just before us went Brian Thomas, Amarius Mims, Chop Robinson, Cooper DeJean, and Latu. So looking at the board, just making sure you guys can see for the most part. Okay, so Jerzan Newton is the top ranked player. He's ranked 8th according to Pro Football Focus. He is not going to go in the first round, I don't think. He is certainly not worthy of this pick, just to get that out of the way. But then we got Nate Wiggins, Kool-Aid McKinstry at corner. We have Jackson Powers Johnson, absolute stud of a center. Tyler Nubin, safety. Peyton Wilson, linebacker. Tyler Guyton, tackle. I don't think we would go much lower than that. Is there anybody who initially jumps off the page to you guys?
Bo Nix.
I
really to draft a quarterback.
When we were talking about draft, I think like probably right after the season, like Tyler Guyton's a monster, you know, and you can speak more to this, but frame alone turns me on to him.
Yeah, I'm not really a Tyler Guyton guy, but he is certainly one of the true tackles in the draft. He certainly has all the tools to be great. He is just like the definition, and minus maybe 3 real tackles in this draft. They all kind of fit this, but he is an absolute project. He is going to get beat a lot his rookie year, especially in terms of pass protection. He's really raw, but he is one of the players who I think has all the tools to be great. So I don't hate taking him. Did he start more so at right? He feels like more of a right tackle to me. Yeah, he played at right. Doesn't mean he can't play left, but if we're going tackle, obviously he's the best one on the board.
Yeah, I think here, I think you go offensive line. Obviously, defensive interior line, I don't think is a big thing. I have nothing against the 2 cornerbacks, but I mean, I think you get better value with offensive line here than those 2 cornerbacks. Maybe even a center. I don't know much about Nubin, but I mean, not a lot swings me here outside offensive line.
I like Nubin. He's probably my favorite safety. He's definitely a clear free safety. I like him a lot. I think Jackson Powers Johnson's the best player available. I just don't think the Packers need to go center. But I think he's not the same player, but I look at him in a very similar way that I looked at Linderbaum out of Iowa when I said he was the best player in the entire draft, and I still kind of stand by that. He's a can't miss guy, but Packers don't need him. We can go Guyton here again, project, but he should be a worthwhile project, which is different. Then the Packers pick at 41. We still have Tyler Nubin on the board. We still have Peyton Wilson on the board. I think they're 2 great players, and they are 2 needs. Other than that, we got Zach Frazier, who's an okay center. Better than okay. He's pretty good. Bo Nix. We got TJ Tampa, who's good outside corner. Mike's can't pronounce his last name. I think he's a nickel. What's your guys' thoughts?
I think you have to go Nubin here. I mean, we've talked about it the last episode, I'm pretty sure, of Lombardi Sweep, but like this team desperately needs safeties. Like not even to put on the field, which I would argue we only have 1. Like there is no depth at all. We are 1 injury away from being absolutely fucked. So I think you have to take a safety here if this falls to you.
Yeah, I have no reason not to. I agree with Trevor.
Yeah, I like it. I like Nubin. Then second round pick, we're at 58 overall. We got Adisa Isaac, Jonah Ellis, both edge rushers. Keon Coleman's kind of I don't know. He's kind of a pretend wide receiver to me.
He's an Izzo guy.
Is that Noah Ellis's brother?
Might be. Like, that's not even a joke. Yeah, I think he might be. Jonathan Brooks is here, kind of viewed as the top running back on the board, coming back from injuries. So I think he's a good player. I don't know if I want to take a running back.
So to me, I'm either I'm buffing up offensive line again, or I'm going linebacker here.
Yeah, and if we're going linebacker, I would definitely stick my neck out for Edgerrin Cooper. I think he's a good player.
Sounds good to me.
Spencer Rattler.
Shut up.
Never know. Hey, he's a fighter. He's a dog. Christian Haynes, probably the best guard available right now if we wanted to go guard, but I don't know. Nobody, by the way, nobody knows how old he is.
Love that.
I kind of like. No one knows where he really came from. No one knows how old he is. I like the mystery.
Love that.
Yeah, we'll go Edgerrin Cooper here. Hicks is also an okay safety for what it's worth. Chris Jenkins could definitely be a space eater, run stopper. Don't mind him.
He had a great shot in the championship game.
Yeah, fuck Chris Jenkins.
Yeah. Okay, 88. First pick in the third round for us. Trey Benson's an okay running back. Kitchens, if we didn't go Newbin, I think would be the pick here for me. He's another center field sort of safety in my mind. Jeremiah Trotter, undersized but skilled linebacker. Christian Mahogany is a dog. He's an asshole, dude. I like him. He's he's too small. He's like he's not too small. He's a little on the smaller side at 6'3". And he needs to work a little bit in terms of pass protection, but he'll hurt somebody. And I think that's needed.
We've taken 2 offensive linemen, right? Or 1?
Just 1.
Okay, I think we take him then, because this team needs assholes. Like, they just do.
Yeah. Otherwise, Jerry and I mean, we pick again 3 picks too. But yeah. Okay. We'll go Christian Mahogany here, but then we pick essentially immediately. So then our final pick of this mock draft, pick 91, which is a pick I think is very, very, very tradable if we wanted to move up in the first round. Spoiler alert. But what's your guys' thoughts? Interesting board, I would say.
I recently learned that Brendan Rice, the receiver from USC, he majored in American pop culture.
Ooh, I think I hate that.
Yeah, a lot.
Really?
Yep.
Is that in analysis here? It should be. Should be a con. Yeah, I don't like that.
I think that might be a positive.
We also got Caleb Williams going on Twitter being like, oh, you think I haven't went through adversity? I didn't start my freshman year.
Right.
Fucking loser.
Right.
Like, God, I hate him. I don't think we should draft him here. But I'm a huge Sion Vaki guy.
Everybody
elaborate.
I think everybody should always, if there is a Hawaiian that plays for Utah or BYU, you take him every goddamn time. They always hit.
Maris Leofau. Every team needs a Polynesian or a Hawaiian on their team. They're just different guys. You need them on your team. Sion Vaki, are you guys familiar with him at all?
No.
Vaguely.
Okay, so he played safety. He can play nickel. And then he played running back last year as well sometimes.
Ooh.
And people are like, he might just be a running back in the NFL. We don't know yet. Like, this guy could do it all. I assume he's going to be a psycho on special teams. Like, I like everything about him. He is the ultimate do it all, no complaints type of guy. I really like him. I think it's not way too early. I think it's too early at 91 though. But if we traded back, I don't mind it. But is there a position you think we're like, oh, we definitely need to attack here?
Is this a spot? Yeah, I was gonna say, is this a spot for a corner or even a depth of defensive line?
Really isn't much at defensive line here.
I think this is a Jerry and Jones
Michael Hall's
place.
not bad.
He's solid. He does wonders in Madden too. If you're starting a Madden franchise, draft him.
That's true.
He goes like top 10 every year. But But I mean, you don't obviously need safety. There's not a lot there. I don't think the Packers need a running back in the first 3 rounds unless one falls to them. So personally, I'd go with one of the Polynesian guys or Jarian James.
6'2", not bad. I also like Ray Davis for what it's worth. Again, don't think we need to take him here, but he feels a little. I'm not going to do it. I hate when people give pro comparisons. So I'm
Do it.
Do it.
I feel like he could replicate a little bit of what Aaron Jones left.
Okay.
Like I think he's a smaller guy who's got like super good balance, and he's a one cut guy, which is just Aaron Jones. Like one cut, don't get tackled, and I like that.
I got to be honest. I thought you were going to say he's a little bit like Ray Charles, and I was going to get a little concerned, but
yeah, I can't find the hole. He's just blind out there.
That was a good joke.
Is Jarian Jones? Yeah, he's a slot guy. How tall is he? Like 6 foot? 6 foot. I really wish the Packers did not sign Keyshawn Nixon. It's just baffling to me that we did that. Okay. I mean, we'll go Jarian Jones, and then we'll make Keyshawn Nixon an overpaid kick returner. How about that? We should have drafted Jerzain Newton, according to them. Good for them. I mean, a C for Cooper. Cooper's going to go at like 40. He's not going to be there at 58, but that's fine. I don't mind this draft, honestly. Going Guyton, so we address offensive tackle. We go Newbin, we address safety. Cooper, I think, has all the makings to be that inside linebacker. And then if we could start, the other guys that we have at outside, that'd be okay. Mahogany's going to kill somebody. I'd love to see that. And then Jarian Jones is like a talented D-back. Like he should be on the field, which is all we kind of, that's all you can really ask for at that point.
Yeah, I feel like with this draft, like even if none of these guys pan out, obviously that's not the hope. Like this isn't a bad draft. And I think in past years, the Packers just don't look at needs and don't draft on needs. And that's where they get in trouble when they don't draft on needs and the players suck. If you at least get yourself some depth, which they need very, very, very badly, it'll be all right.
All Power 5 guys too.
Mm-hmm.
Which Goot certainly enjoys. If I had my choice of like the offensive tackle that the Packers drafted, it's J.C. Latham. Seeing him go 14 to the Saints, that feels high. I don't think he'll go that early. I think he's going to go 18, 19, 20. It feels like he's going to go this range. So if the Packers trade up,
I was going to say, is this a spot? This feels like a draft where a trade up is very possible.
Yeah, I think the Packers want to be aggressive, and I think you could get pick 19 or something for the first round and that last third round pick. Like according to the draft charts and stuff like that. I think you can get that. And the Rams obviously would like to get draft picks.
Certainly.
Brian Thomas would be fun.
He would be. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Sorry.
Okay.
And anyone watching the Bucks right now, Brook Lopez, first 6 minutes of the game, 4 for 5 on threes and 2 blocks.
Hell yeah. Love it.
Make it 5 for 6 on threes.
Nice. Okay, so let's try to trade up. I just want to see what it looks like if we get into that section. Let's try Rams. It could be risky. I think we can get it for 25 and 91. We can go up to 19. This is saying it'll be accepted. I think it's a realistic one. Okay, so we're going to draft 19. We're going to risk it.
Let's risk it.
So Latham went 15. That's stupid. Cooper DeJean is here. I don't really want him.
No, never.
Like we don't need to. It's the same thing as people criticizing Paul Pierce for being like, we're impressed because Caitlin Clark's white. Yeah, we correct.
Certainly.
Like that's not a racist thing to say. We understand at this point.
Also, I don't care if you ran a 4.43 and a 4.45 at his pro day. You watch him on film, he does not run that on the field of play. I don't give a shit what his 40 time says. He gets burned a lot.
What?
Also, does anybody know what an ACL does? Like, it's straight line speed's fine. He could have ran with a torn ACL. I would like to see his like cone work and see him switch directions. I'm not afraid of his straight line speed. I get that. He's fine. It doesn't impress me.
What's the deal with the Marius Mims?
He's a mountain. Like he's just not really he can't move super well. That's not fair. He's raw, he's huge, he's strong. His footwork's not great.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just found the Packers' first round pick. Not only is he from Georgia, he is 21, and I think we've drafted somebody 21 or 22 in like 7 of the last years outside of Devontae Wyatt. So he's who we're going to draft.
Yeah, I do think the Packers target him. I don't like him very much. He's one of my least favorite tackles in this early section. I may prefer Guyton to him. Barton's not a tackle.
He's also a Duke guy.
Yeah, Duke guy.
Can't trust him.
What is he? Is he 6'3"? He's tiny, 6'5". I think that's stretching it. He's 6'4", and we're like, oh, he's a tackle. There's no shot. He may play center because he played center when he was a freshman.
Is he white?
Yes.
His name is Graham.
Isn't that the most Duke name of all time? A white guy named Graham?
Yes. No one wants that guy. No offense. Okay, so looking at this board, I may almost be pressed to go Byron Murphy. I think he's a good player.
As much as I want to go Latu for the Polynesian,
he's good too.
Edge is not as big as defensive interior for me.
Yeah. Do you like Cooper DeJean could be a safety? I just don't want to draft somebody and switch their position. I hate doing that, especially in the first round.
We've done it before with cornerbacks from Iowa, and it hasn't worked out.
That's true. Well, I mean, that wasn't fair to him, to be fair.
Hey, speaking of corners we drafted, shout out Kevin King making the Falcons.
Yeah.
Maybe
now, I should say.
Falcons off-season roster.
Yeah, right. I should say.
Hey, he's healthy.
He is.
That's all.
Good when he's healthy.
Right. But he'll make the roster if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll be off the roster because he's not healthy, unfortunately.
All-pro season coming.
No. Although he does play in the NFC South.
That's true. Okay. Given this, people are going to be upset that we pass on Cooper DeJean, but what do you want us to do? Let's go. We'll keep it realistic. Let's say Packers trade up and they go Mims. I don't like it, but it's fine. We could go double Georgia, grab
Ladd McConkey, baby.
So annoying.
What about Javon Bullard?
He's a true center fielder.
Yeah.
I keep calling him that. I think, isn't he? Oh no, they're saying he's a nickel.
Well,
I don't know. I'm not sure if I fully agree with that. But he's certainly not as good as Newbin.
Okay.
TJ Tampa's a pretty good outside guy. Yeah. Maybe Packers trade the second round pick. I don't know. What if we traded? I'm going to pull a Bukowski. How about this? What if we trade a first and our early second, trade up to number 7?
Yes.
Yep. Do it.
Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe he's right.
Let's restart this shit.
Yeah, let's restart. Yep. Let's see if we can make it work.
Shout out Pete.
Everything we said, throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah, Pete knows. He knows what's up. Okay, so
how high you think we can draft with a first and a second?
7 for sure.
I think we can try for the Cardinals. They're stupid, right?
It says I did number 7, and it's not giving us a chance to get accepted. Let me
18%.
Yeah, but
let it fly.
Look at this trade value chart really quick.
Throw in 169.
Packers are at 720. Ooh, yeah, that 7th overall is a 1,500. So that would put us at around 1,200. We would have to add in the 3rd round as well to get there.
Nah.
What about the Bears at 9? They'll trade with us, right?
No.
Yeah, they would love to.
Yeah.
We may be able to get Atlanta
Yeah.
because they got their quarterback now. So we would have to move up 700, which we could do with the second and the late third. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, let it fly. Fuck
gotta
the
make moves.
Titans. We don't want your pick anyways.
This is our time to win.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. With that one. Sure, let's do
Yeah.
this. Okay, I didn't offer it.
You didn't make the trade.
Let's go back. There's too many buttons. It's too confusing.
That'd be great if that was like real life. Yeah, wait, redo. We forgot something.
Fuck. I didn't select 3 rounds.
That's just like the plot of Draft Day.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
what the Vikings did when they missed their pick 2 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of understand now.
For how bad
we'll give them the Jesus. Okay.
for how bad Draft Day is, I love that movie.
Yeah, not my favorite.
It's incredible.
Okay.
Rome.
Fuck. Joe Alt got taken.
Oh, I wanted Marvin Harrison.
Rome.
Brock Bowers.
I do like
Ooh.
Mitchell a lot, but
Yeah, I love Quinion Mitchell. I like Fuaga too, but he's not a tackle. He
Also,
could be a tackle, but
if the Packers were to trade up to 8 in a world and they drafted offensive line, do you think fans would be really pissed if Rome and Bowers were there?
Yes.
I feel like there'd be a
Probably.
lot of copium, and they'd be like, "It's okay."
Okay, so we're at 58, the second of our second round picks originally. Ruka Roro is actually
That's-
pretty good.
That's an awesome name.
I know. Shout out Scooby Doo. It's not. He's a good player. He's pretty versatile. I like him a lot.
Hey, speaking of Rook, I heard there's a pretty good linebacker out of Nebraska this year.
I heard that too.
Yeah,
Yeah. What's his name?
pretty sweet name.
Is it the coolest name?
Coolest name.
Everyone look it up. We'll see. I mean, do we go Ruka Roro? Just say fuck it at tackle. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
We
That
got
is a
Josh
Packer thing to
Heisman.
do. We do have Royce Newman.
Jesus Christ.
I don't hate Jermaine Burton, to be honest.
You know what? More what?
Fuck it.
Okay, this draft's already gotten screwed over anyway.
Jamari Thrash.
No, I can't take a Louisville receiver. Bucky Irving's pretty good though.
Hey, it'll be Devontae Parker's year this year.
Yeah.
I will believe that at some point this offseason.
Yeah.
He's an Eagle now, right?
I believe so.
He's going to be a flyer for way too many people.
I mean, AJ Brown's gone too long without getting hurt, so he's gonna start at some point.
I've been going back. I've told you guys this. I've been going back in my fantasy football league. We've had it for like 10 years now, and like doing all the history of it, looking at all the drafts. My most drafted player is Devontae Parker.
I mean, he's usually free at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what a draft class.
I like that. That's fun. That's a fun draft class.
It's a fun one.
A Polynesian and 2 wide receivers from big schools.
I love Roma Dunze. He's so good.
He's a good player.
Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, got off topic there.
3 rounds. 3 rounds.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out. I want to trade up.
Wide receivers in the draft are like those Dots pretzels. Like once you get one, you have to have them all.
That's true.
We
That
can
is
trade
true.
with the Jets again.
We could. We could. I think the Raiders may be willing to move, depending on what happens in the draft. It's kind of early to trade up, but never know.
Am I stupid to say that? Like, I don't think it's probably possible to trade up to 5. But why aren't the Chargers looking to move?
They might be.
I mean, I feel like they have a ton of holes to fill.
The
Oh, yeah.
issue, that's true. The issue is, I assume the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks, and there's a chance the first 4 picks are quarterbacks.
Sure.
So if you're the Chargers, you may get the best player in the draft. You
Fair.
can just sit there and just take the best player who's a not quarterback.
That's like Javon, or who was someone a couple of years ago, Javon Carter, someone like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you could definitely do that. But yeah, we can try. Honestly, the Jaguars should be willing to move.
Yeah.
They need. Yeah. I don't know. We'll sweeten the pot a little bit with them. We'll figure it out. I'm not sure if it's high enough to trade This may not matter, but let's try. First, third, fuck. Okay, one more time. God damn it.
Live look inside the Green Bay draft room.
Yeah. All these years I thought I could be a GM, but clearly not.
It's like you call them and you hang up before you get their answer.
Yeah. I get nervous on the phone, so I could never make trades.
I think that all the drafts need to be like the COVID draft because those were some great visuals.
They were good visuals. Okay, so we got 17.
Yay.
Okay, we'll slow it down so we can watch Latham get taken before us.
Can't wait.
Or we could trade up again. Crazy, huh?
Good. Here we go.
I say we take JJ McCarthy, guys.
He already went.
Oh, I didn't see him go.
Fucking A. Seattle doesn't need a tackle.
Seattle.
They don't need it.
Well, like Cooper DeJean it is, right, guys?
I guess.
Brian Thomas.
Dumb.
Brian Thomas.
Okay,
Brian Thomas.
We may be able to get a tackle in the second round. That's okay. Actually, I know we can. So I don't think we need to go tackle here. I like Terrion Arnold, to be honest. Not that that's a huge need. Well, it's a need, but it's not a huge need.
Why not Letu?
We could. Again, though, it's like we just drafted a fucking edge. If Rashawn Gary can play football whatsoever, and I'm not saying he can, but if we believe he can, then we shouldn't do it. But to your point, we got to send a message.
Man, Brian Thomas went late. Holy shit.
Peyton Wilson just went. That's kind of frustrating. When did the other Jordan Morgan went 30? Okay, so what we could do is Suaya Mata.
Yeah, you have him in our Madden League.
Do you?
Yep.
He's an okay player. I confuse all of these fucking last names. So let me look at his height really quick. I think he's a guard. Is the issue. 6'6", yeah. 6'6" isn't default guard, but he's kind of skinny. I feel like there's a tackle that I'm just missing that's not on there.
I kind of want a fat guys.
I mean, that's why you like Mims and Mims and Guyton, and
that's why I was in love with Mekhi Becton.
I mean, is he still out there? Did he get picked up? I don't remember.
We should pick him up.
I think he might be still out there.
That or Chargers sounds familiar. I'm not sure.
Free agent.
Really? What a fall from grace.
You're telling me, man.
That's interesting. He's going to get paid. There's going to be a team that misses out on tackles the same way we're feeling every time we miss JC Latham here. And they're going to pay Becton, just be like, hey, maybe you can make it work. We'll go this tackle and hope he can not be too skinny, I guess. Okay. So 58 overall. We got Ruka Roro. We're not going Coleman. Chris Jenkins on D-line. We got Edgerrin Cooper at linebacker. We could get a guard. I'm a Tez Walker fan. I'm not sure why nobody's talking about him. Luke, I know you're a North Carolina guy, so I'm not sure how much you watched him or not. Like, I feel like Tez Walker, on one hand, people are acting like Drake May isn't good enough. And on the other hand, they're like, oh, Drake May just made Tez Walker. But I think he's good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the narrative of why people aren't talking to him is because like Kurt Benkert said Drake May's not good. Now everyone thinks Drake May's not good.
It's weird. It's really weird. I think Tez Walker is a dog.
Yeah.
I think he could be one of the best wide receivers in this class.
I don't disagree.
Not that we're taking him here, but No, we can't take him here.
Tell me why I shouldn't be liking Xavier Leggett, and my reasoning is anybody who can make Spencer Rattler not look like complete dog shit is good.
Spencer Rattler just made him.
Spencer Rattler was good last year.
He actually was. Yeah.
I can't admit Spencer Rattler is ever good at anything.
He's going to be this year's Brock Purdy. Just watch.
He was
It's
good.
going to piss me off, and it's going to happen.
He might clip it. I mean, we probably go linebacker here or D-line, right?
Or tight end, right? We don't have enough of those.
Yeah.
It could be like DeGuara 2.0, except it's not the third round, I guess. But
It's basically third round.
I don't hate Rook.
I don't either. I think he's good. I don't really want a Clemson guy, but he's a good player.
Turbo.
wait, who took what's his nuts? Rattler.
Move it. Okay, there we go.
Seahawks.
Not bad, to be honest.
I mean, it's okay value. Okay, so third round, 88 overall. Did we go safety at all? I don't think so.
Nope.
Nope. I think you go Kitchens here.
Yeah, probably Kitchens. Who took? Oh, Browns took Mahogany. Interesting. Yeah. Otherwise, we go with the Polynesian, but Kitchens it is. I think what we're finding, and it's the same thing every single year with teams who pick around this spot, it's like there's only a certain amount of actual good first round grades for good first round players. So if you miss out on them, you're wanting to trade back.
Correct.
And it's the same thing at 25. Like if we can't trade up into the party, we may as well trade into the second round, but nobody's going to want to do that. So we can't. So we just have to settle for a pick. So we may be forced to overpay to trade up into the teens. Now, the trade we just made, I think, is a fair trade. I think that's something that could happen. And I think trading to 17, I think we could get J.C. Latham. I think we could be in the mix for another really solid tackle. I think this mock draft's a little bit inaccurate in that regard. I think we could actually do it. But who knows? Maybe Pro Football Focus is gospel and knows everything. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to admit that. Maybe Chris Collinsworth isn't an annoying asshole. Who knows?
Yeah, he sucks.
I think he gets a bad rap. I don't mind Chris Collinsworth. I think that's my hottest take I've ever said. I don't mind him. I don't think he's great. I just don't mind him.
Like, Dick Vitale exists, and I think that Chris Collinsworth is the worst announcer on TV.
Dick Vitale's the worst. Let's stop it there.
Dick Vitale's on a different level, though.
Like I hate to be that guy.
Kind of person.
If Dick Vitale didn't have cancer, we would all be throwing absolute flames on him on social media all the time.
Well, as someone who says college basketball is all about the kids, he makes it about himself a lot.
Yeah, he does. He sure does. Dickie V loves Dickie V.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. He's a character. He's not a person to me.
Correct. He should be treated as a Bill Walton, not as an Iron Eagle.
Yes.
That's fair.
Chris Collinsworth, on the other hand, has created a stats company that barely uses stats.
He's created a monster, really.
He is a monster. He's an animal. And then he created another human that looks exactly like him and spelled his name like the weirdest. Isn't it like J-A-C? That's how he spells Jack. It's something weird.
No, Jax.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's still not as bad as Steve Kerr naming his son Nick. So
yes, Jack. J-A-C.
Yeah, that's bad.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Is it? I'm trying to find out. Is it his full name, Jacob?
Can't be.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Jack is a full name?
No.
What's it short for?
Great question.
Jackson?
Maybe. What is Jack a short name for? You can't see this right now, can you? No. Okay. No. It's not short for anything. Or it could be short for John. That's not correct.
That's not correct. That's like when people say Dick is
Oh.
short for Richard. That doesn't count.
It may be short for the French name Jacques, and that's for sure what it is.
Yeah, gotta be.
He's a Jacques. Oh, what a terrible family. What? Okay, we may as well end on that note. I'm just.
Yep. Chris Collinsworth family's horrible.
I got some trauma that I need to kind of air out here.
Okay.
You guys ever seen the Terrifier movies?
No.
No. Did you just talked about it in the chat?
Look it up.
No.
Right
now. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Put it on the screen.
No. Do not put it on the screen.
Terrifier movie. Ignore the fact that I'm in Bing right now, please. Oh, whoops! I almost exited out of the fucking. Where's my?
You'll know when you see it. Yeah. These have been giving me trauma.
Why did it switch like that? Why does Bing open up a new tab if I want to look at images? Figure it out, Bing.
So, anyways.
So they're clowns?
He's the one, he's like a mime. And he just goes around slaughtering people. And it's like the most gory thing I've ever seen. And I grew up on the internet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look at this guy.
But why are you watching these then?
I saw a clip on TikTok and it intrigued me. It's like one of those things where you watch it and it's like so horrifying that you know you shouldn't watch it, but it's just so like interesting.
How many are there?
2. The third one comes out in October.
Interesting. Yeah, this is not good.
No, it's horrible.
Where'd you watch
on
it?
Peacock.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch.
Yeah, let me know what you think.
Is it? It's like gore.
Yeah, it's not like scary at all. It's all gore.
Okay.
Al Gore.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have fun with it. I like gore.
Like I think
I've watched almost every Friday the 13th movie, and those are dog
like
shit.
this is Friday the 13th on steroids. Have you ever seen the Saw movies? How gory those are?
I haven't. That's something I need to watch.
Take those times 5.
Okay. Like I know the premise, obviously. Have you seen Jason Takes Manhattan?
Incredible movie.
That's a fun idea. I wish I was in the writer's room. That's a movie I'd come up with. Like we gotta take Jason to. We gotta refresh the series a little bit. What do we do? Let's get him on a yacht. We gotta figure out how to get him to Manhattan. How do we get Jason to Manhattan? He can't swim. We know that, even though we violated that in every movie. Let's get him on a boat.
Another fun one with the Jason is Jason X when he goes to space. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, I don't know. They're great.
So fun. They tried to do a remake. They need to do it. They don't even need to do it well. They just need to go all out.
In all honesty, like for slasher movies, it's like one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think like one of the best movies ever made is the first Scream.
Yeah, Scream's really good. Scream's super good. I've always been big into Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's a fun concept.
I'm a big Freddy Krueger guy.
Yeah.
Very fun. And Freddy's a little jokester.
So this guy in Terrifier, he doesn't say any words, but he like dances around like a mime. It's kind of funny too. Yeah,
that's scary actually. Okay, yeah, I need to watch this. I need to ask Lindsay about it because she's like a horror movie aficionado. Yeah. So if she's seen it, then. Although Trevor, she had not seen Thanksgiving. No, she did see Thanksgiving. That was
a great fucking movie.
It is.
That's a.
Yep.
You've seen that too, Luke.
Another great one is Zombievers.
I'm down to watch that.
Yeah.
It sounds great. Yep. Great title. Okay. Well, this was Lombardi's sweep, kinda. Definitely, if you're watching still, definitely share this. Obviously, this is a good representation of us, I think. And subscribe. We'll be doing more mock draft streams going forward. Tuesdays, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. We usually go live on Wednesdays for stuff. We also have a podcast, just us three, The Ranking Show, where we rank anything and everything. This week coming out tomorrow is not going to be us three, but we are ranking WrestleMania matches.
Oh.
But us three last week did pizza toppings. Was that last week? No, we did NFL draft hats. That's what it was. What do you got?
So I get Trevor, you mentioned it, like you get WrestleMania. I understand why people like it. I kind of feel like I'm too far past it where like I don't know any of the storylines. It's kind of hard to jump in.
That's where I was at when trying to come back to wrestling. I knew almost none of the storylines heading into WrestleMania. They do a good job if you watch it in catching you up really quickly. Otherwise, like I'm more of a wrestling fan, I guess, for sure than I used to be, but more than most people, right? And I live through social clips. I don't watch a show. So I think you.
What I think is cool about like what I don't know what WWE or whatever it's, there's so many like different people that like it. Like even like to the effect of like Marvel, like poor, rich, nerd, fat, white, black, skinny, whatever, cool people, whatever. They all like that. That's what this kind of seems like too.
Since Vince McMahon was outed, I think, do you know the name Triple H at all? So he's the one who runs everything now in terms of like the storylines and all of that. I think he's doing a good job at making wrestling cool again, quote unquote. Like it was in the early 2000s, late 90s, like where Stone Cold was just, breaking into people's houses and attacking them essentially. It's going back to that. Like The Rock being back helps, obviously. Like the production level stepped up. The storylines are a little bit more adult for the most part. There's some weird ones that I'm not about, and there's some ladies fighting now that could kick the piss out of us. There's some really strong girls.
Rhea Ripley's arms are fucking massive.
She's terrifying. And then there's a Jade something who got put over essentially in WrestleMania.
Cargill?
She's scary.
Dude, her biceps are shit.
Yeah. Those two will be fighting in a year or two, I would assume. But yeah, Rhea Ripley is like a buff emo goth chick who's Australian.
Hell yeah.
So a lot of things going on there. They call her mommy because she's always on top.
It's a good bit for the little that I've watched.
It's a great bit. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. There's fun stuff. You can go and watch the Logan Paul match. That's the one with I Show Speed.
That's funny.
That was a good one. Where Randy Orton just beats the shit
very
out of
funny.
him. Kicked him so hard.
Barking right in his face is very funny.
Yeah, that was good. And even anybody would enjoy the final main event with Cody Rhodes. A lot of stuff built up, a lot of storyline there, but just the Rock coming out, John Cena coming out, The Undertaker being there. It's electric. It's good stuff. I should send you some old Dudley Boy stuff though. That's what I was watching last night, and he was Trevor. Did you watch all of WrestleMania?
I just watched the final episode. No, but I have watched videos on YouTube now, like top 10 crowd pops and shit. And when the fat Dudley Boy runs out with the glasses on, the nerd glasses, that's a great fucking moment.
Yeah, so he was the guest ref in that one Philadelphia street fight match. But those two, so you've never seen, oh my God.
You know what? I do have one.
You've never seen Bubba Ray power bomb the 90-year-old lady?
I have something I need to get off my chest. The last match of WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes, it was good. They could have done without Roman Reigns saying that move will never work on me. Because the moment he said that, I'm like, oh, well, I know who wins now. That's pretty obvious. You just scripted it.
Well, however, he's done that a million times in the past. Roman Reigns thing, he has multiple things. One thing is that he, for real, has leukemia.
Yeah.
But and he is a champion for like 3 years. He always cheats. So even if like, oh, Cody's going to win this, obviously, then it's like, oh, Roman's cheated and he won. So there's always that.
Is it fun cheating?
Yeah.
It's usually fun. Yeah. Usually his brother comes.
Logan Paul cheats with brass knuckles. That's fucking fun.
Yeah, that's kind of cheating. Oh, here we go.
I was kind of hoping somebody would powerbomb Cody Rhodes' mom, to be honest.
Belts. Mark Henry has just been decimated by these two.
I like Mark Henry.
I can't understand why they didn't pin him.
Who is this woman?
He's an old wrestler from like the 70s.
They want me. What is going on here? Oh, wait. Thank God. Thank God. What was he doing? I thought Devon was going to run me right off the...
This is like the moment the Dudley Boys got super popular for power bombing
Hell
guys
yeah.
in the world.
Is she actually this old?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm all in.
Yeah.
Barely able to stand. He's healed. Wait a minute. What the hell? No! God, no, for God's sake, get out!
We were
Somebody
table.
else just powerbomb me from the stage to the floor to a table.
You know that face? That reminds me of Chester Markle when he runs in the touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah. So lots of the Dudleys are known for slamming people through
Hell
tables.
yeah.
That's their bit. It's great stuff. Great stuff. But yeah, there's some fun stuff. You got to sort through it. There's just a lot going on. You just got to find the good
It
stuff.
seems
Like
like-
Eugene. Eugene's a great bit. I really like bringing him up in wrestling conversations.
I watched it and I felt uncomfortable watching him wrestle.
Every
Well, you didn't even see the build up. The first build up is like the boss is like, I got this nephew. He wants to be a wrestler. Then he comes out and it's Eugene. And he starts kicking the shit out of people. It's great.
everything I've ever seen or heard about wrestling
not-
just seems like mass chaos.
When it is, that's my
You're correct.
favorite. Yeah, my favorite stuff is like it doesn't need to make sense.
Yeah, I've never understood anything
like
that
the
I've ever
John-
seen of wrestling.
You for sure need to watch the Johnny Knoxville WrestleMania match from 2
Okay.
years ago. That's the match for you because it's got him, it's got other jackass people in it. So it's got the giant hand
Hell
at
yeah.
one point. Good stuff.
Like I said,
Yeah. We'll watch
the
it.
one match that turned me, and I still can't find the wrestler, but 10 years ago when the guy pulled a wrench out of a fanny pack and beat the hell out of somebody with it, and they were changing wrench. Awesome moment.
There is good stuff. There's a guy who used to come out with a mannequin head, and the crowd would just shout "head" the whole time.
Also,
good
the
stuff.
the songs, and like the crowd participation, pretty cool. Like it's hard not to join in on the Cody Rhodes chant.
Yeah, for sure. There's some good ones. But yeah, different stream, different time. We definitely need to do that wrestling one because there's some fun stuff to get you guys in, I think. But we'll be back for sure next week, if not before the end of this week. So like and subscribe and let us know what wrestling stuff you want us to watch. If you can comment that. And Stoof, if you want to tell me any more about your grandpa, if you're watching this, let me know that too. Again, I'd like to shake that man's hand. Sounds like a well-represented man.